Hey, my name's John T. Wright. Hey, for the love of God, don't screw up again. You know what? This morning, I'll just tell you how it is. I've been out doing stuff. I can't candy coat. What I do, I put my weights on. I'm so lightheaded, I think I'm going to fly away. I'm so in love with the Holy Father. And by gosh, you should be too. I'll cover my head because I'm ugly. I'm fat, and I have no talent. I'm not very funny at all. And, you know, would you like some, how's the chocolate cake, Donald Trump? Because when Donald Trump had a Chinese leader over here and he sent something into the Middle East, he triggered an event that caused COVID. And I goddamn tell you, I knew it from the very fucking beginning. And the Holy Father knows, and I know too. And boy, I'll tell you, when you got the strong feeling and and you got the Holy Father on your side, he's showing me what's happening and what's going on. I don't have to watch the news to know that I'm crushing Donald Trump with just being happy. And when I sing, my singing is good enough for the Holy Father because he knows that I'm singing from the heart. Sometimes I hit a good note, sometimes my music even sounds a little good to me. I don't know if it sounds good to you, but if it pleases the Holy Father, here's a man and his dog right now. Rah, rah, sis, boom, bah, another winner. People that treat their dogs good are usually good people. But people that don't treat their dogs good, that keep them in an animal cage, keeps them fucking tied up on a leash and etc., they don't even deserve to have a goddamn dog because that dog could be bothering the neighbors. And coveting is wanting what somebody else has. So, but somebody wants what I have, you can't fucking have it, and God will destroy you. I've been reading the book of Enoch this morning, actually watching it on video on YouTube, and you can watch these videos there. I came in, I sat down, God wants me to be reading this here stuff. Revelations, I told you guys I was going to be reading it. Now I know where we're at in the Bible and stuff like that too, by the way. God's directed me to Enoch, and you guys might want to do Enoch, and it's right there on YouTube, and you can listen to it. And hey, you better get an ear for what's happening here, and there's different levels and stuff. And you know what? God used me as a tool just like he used that Susan Donahoe. I had Susan Donahoe, she sat right here. I think I stood over there. Or she sat here, I stood over there while she was here. I don't even think I sat down with her, but she had Chinese dinner. I took her over to the Chinese restaurant. She met my Chinese girlfriend over there. And, Susan ordered her dinner. I was over at the park. I was talking to Susan. I have people that think, and I just like, hey man, what me and this woman has right here, you don't have. And I'll tell you what, I told that guy that was sitting in her truck, I said, you must be something if you're sitting in her Susan Donahoe's vehicle, And boy, after I said that, and I was standing on the other side talking to Susan over there, he kind of interrupted and stuff. He won't smoke off his pipe with, like I'm supposed to share my pipe with him. I don't fucking share my pipe with anybody. I let Susan smoke off my pipe because Susan's my friend. I don't fucking have to fucking let anybody smoke off my goddamn pipe. And I let Susan have the fucking privilege of smoking off my pipe because what God puts together, let nobody pull apart. I'm not Susan's husband. And I call it Sister Susan, Sister Susie. And I asked her, I said, have you ever seen Two Mules for Sarah? Two Mules for Sister Sarah, and it's a Clint Eastwood movie, and I think it was filmed and directed by Clint Eastwood, by the way. I like a lot of Clint Eastwood movies, like Dirty Harry ones where he pulls out the gun, he says, did I shoot 5 shots or 6? And the black man's, and he says, and all the excitement, I just don't know whether I shot 5 socks of shit. Now, would you like to test it? Clint Eastwood's, basically bearing down on this black man. And when it's all over, the black man, he's been put through this ordeal by Clint Eastwood, and Clint says, Master, he says, you know what? I just got to know. You know, so Clint Eastwood just pulls up the gun and goes click, you know. And just think if it would have only been 5 shots, it was 6 shots. You know, Clint probably went boom, boom, boom until it went click, 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 you know, and all the excitement. But now, say it as it is, say it as it will. Now, people around here, they're wearing blue shirts because blue rules this year, baby. Blue rules. And blue is cool. Blue is way cool. I meet cool people all the time, but I will tell you that what God puts together, let no one pull under. You know, we're here as a team. The Sharia woman's here. Susan Donahoe's here. Almost, you know, she wants to tell me I'm a skinhead. She doesn't like my new whatever aggressiveness. But she likes it, but she doesn't know what to think of it. A little Susan Donahoe, I told her at the park last night. You know, yesterday I go down there and Susan's truck's there and Veronica's there. I met this woman named Veronica, and I talked about before. Veronica is, I would say, she's at a disadvantage, but I could talk to Veronica because, for one thing, I know what to say to Veronica and tell her these things. You know, I know what men are saying when they come up to you, and she just goddamn starts laughing because it's fucking true. You know, and I start BSing with her, you know, and I did this down at Starbucks where I go to get my coffee. I don't have to go out of my way to meet these people. They're there, you know. So I just administer wherever I see a goddamn problem. And you know, Veronica was down there at that park where Susan was at. Susan was down rocking. She's a rock hound, and I'm going to put her to rocking, hopefully, just running my little gold mill where it just runs the trommel, you know, like that little something. And boy, I'll tell you, that girl's going to find gold in my pay dirt. And she can have half of it, and I'll go out and get pay dirt. And I'm telling you, you got to fucking incorporated workers. I want 50%, even if she gets somebody to help her do the job. But I will tell you, I'll have a fucking camera knowing if there's theft going on in anything, because you just can't trust people. But I feel that I could trust this Susie. She wouldn't fucking steal from me, ever. I had her as a roommate before, and I tell you, the events that was in that house, I'm getting her to talk about a little bit. They fucking really disrupted her, the things that really did happen in that house. And I started explaining to her. Like I said, I had her sitting here with Chinese food last night. Now, this morning, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, and I ended up putting these on about 5, I think. You know, 5 or maybe even 6, I don't know. But it is 4.5 hours past 6, so at least I've had them on for 4.5 hours now. And I put them on because I'm not swimming as much. The temperature's coming down. I was swimming and doing aerobics, you know, and you got to pick and choose your battles. And for right now, I'm going with these wrist weights so I can wrist my way through this. No, it's good for you. And, you know, if I just keep up, I'll get stronger and better. Keep in good shape. You know, it's all about, hey, do you want to fucking be in a bed dying at the end of your life? Because if you smoke cigarettes and don't take care of yourself, won't walk, won't ride a bike and be fit and look beautiful. Look at these people. This little boy's riding up the hill right here. That's great. Following his mom, I would say. And here's a man. He's got his bike and he looks like he's going to try the ramp, as I say. Oh, I'll tell you what, if I whipped up there, went like that, you know, I could almost jump the Columbia River the way I feel. You give me a 360 Botaco with Scott McCormick riding it. I'll tell you what, Scott McCormick gave me rides on that motorcycle of his when he was a kid to get me over the effect of having a boy murdered in front of me. And Scott McCormick was one of the key people. When they did the Kingdom, he was right there doing the jumps and stuff in the Kingdom. He was the guy that was the high flyer. And, you know, I've had a lot of people that I have as mentors. You know, I ride motorcycles and stuff. I do whatever I want to do. I haven't jumped out of an airplane yet. I haven't jumped out of a good airplane yet, but I'm thinking about doing it, Jesus Christ, I'm the Holy Father's Son. And by the way, you could say Jesus all you want. You're watering it down, but it really started with a Y, like Yahweh HaMessiah. And by the way, if you stick your hands in a Bible and it burns your fingers, maybe you're not in good deals with the Holy Father. But I've been directed to watching Revelations. The Holy Father's put it in me, and I was watching something this morning. All of a sudden, bam, Revelations pops up, and bam, Enoch pops up. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing. I worked out today. I'm just going to continue. If I sing, hey, you know what? I don't think I'm a very good singer. Sometimes I do sound better when I have the PA on and I can match the sound and stuff, like I used to do in the bowling alley and even in the other motorhome and stuff, a little bit. But I had power there and I could run my amp and stuff. It doesn't like this AC power turned over, or this AC DC thing. It just, for some reason, it just don't like it. And it won't play, or I'd have my thing right here and doing my thing. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do. Now, if you get the King James Version of the Bible, you're going to be doing something special for yourself. You know what? I've picked out 5 out of 6 lottery numbers before, and I could prove it. And I know a guy named Ernie Tobeck that has a lawnmower. He got half the money off a $10,000 winner after taxes. I could do things that a lot of people wish they could do, and the reason I do it is because of hard faith. And another thing I told Ernie, I said, I'm going to do these things right in front of you before I say it, so you'll know that they're true, like the Lord was telling him. Like the Lord was telling him at that point, Ernie. You see, God speaks through me, and sometimes I'm not even control what I say, like I told Jim Wright out at his house when he was going, like this. I blow people away. Jim's pretty smart. Jim knows, how to do things. Jim reads the Bible. I'd love to see my brother Jim, because my brother Jim would come and he'd test me, and I'd get to blow him away again. But I've blown him away before. He kept me on the phone all night. Here, it's not my fault that I'm the Lord. It's your fault if you can't accept it. Okay? How's that? The Father tells me, that's what my Father tells me. He says that I am the Lord, and it's your fault if you can't accept it. So there you go. And he's pretty cut and dry with the situation, too. And Sodom and Gomorrah, these here countries in the Middle East that's responsible for the heinous acts that's happened to the Father's bloodline, like his Son that was on the cross for your sins. Vengeance is upon him. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And here's a really nice older lady right now. I should take my dog over there and say, hi, would you like to pet my dog this morning? I got Starbucks coffee, and I get to introduce myself to people. Last night when I went and took Susan to Chinese food, there was a lady that come in, and her order was ready, and she had a big box like this, and I said, here, let me get the door for you. I grabbed the door, and then I grabbed the other door, and as she got out, she looked at me, and I said, hey, I just want you to know, my name is John T. Wright, and I'm D.B. Cooper's real son. And her jaw just dropped and smiled. She says, is that right? I said, yes, it is. And we had a 1-2 minute conversation as I was doing the door, and Susan didn't even know till after the fact that she was sitting there having dinner. Or maybe I did tell her, no, after. I don't know. Hey, I glow all the time. Susan, when people glow, people that don't glow don't like people that glow, and if you want to start glowing like me or other people, you just do it. A nice guy, he put a thing on the internet, and he says, he wants to be more like me. You already are like me. Think that. Just by saying something like that, God impressed me. Like these two women that's walking by slowly, they don't fear me. They may even wish that I talk to them and say hello to them. And I may get the opportunity to talk to them today if they come by and I'm doing something. They usually smile and just talk to me. I don't even have to go out of the way. Now, then we got these little Republican rascals that comes around. We got the guy that come down here in the blue van, and he's came down the second time. Nobody even pays attention to him because he's just what he is. You know, they won't give him the time of day. And over here on this far deck out there where I've stood before, here, I go over there, and this red Republican, you goddamn know he's a fucking red Republican, comes out to the corner, and it's an observation deck. But what does this bitch do? This bitch that's trying to fucking cause attention, my God, the biggest fucking red sucker. I went up there and finally laughed at him. And I do too. I laugh at people. I laugh right at them. God, that's pathetic, and laugh. And this guy, he was up there, and he's fucking up there. He's, I mean, he fucking looks like a whale on the goddamn beach. This is the first time he ever fucking decided he was gonna go work out. And he decided to park his ass right on the corner so everybody could fucking see this really fat, obese guy that won't even take care of himself. I mean, that's goddamn pathetic. And these bitches want everything that we have because we got fucking money. We've got credit cards. We've got bank accounts. We've got all this stuff. And they fucking live in the land of the lost, trying to abuse people by, oh, I'm superior. That's not superior. That guy right there, I finally, he was over me. I was down below. I just looked at him and just goddamn fucking laughed. And I didn't even work out. I just decided I don't need to work out at that point because I might want to throw him over the rail if he gets funny. I mean, I'm joking, but you never know what could happen in this event, Affleck. So anyway, I go up there, there's somebody, they're dressed in black. Like, I'm fucking so goddamn angry. And this guy's in red. And this is a sure sign of bullshit right there. Sure sign of bullshit. So, I go up there and look at him over there in the corner and stuff. Like, I would like to be an observer or walk over to the observer thing. I look over there and I just laugh because it's pathetic. This guy, he shouldn't be sitting right there where people walk out. And this, if he wants to do that, he should be back here on the deck and being fucking respectful to others. But they don't want to be respectful. And this guy, by the way that he fucking acted, you know that this motherfucker's condemned. I'll goddamn tell you right now, these people need to change their goddamn ways, because if I see their goddamn bullshit, the Holy Father sees their scum. I mean, he just that's it. It's over. All I gotta do is see somebody and bullshit, and it's over. Like anybody that I see out there, we talk, that guy that was sitting in Susan's truck, I said, well, you're sitting in Susan's truck, you might be somebody. That guy got right out of that goddamn truck, and me and him had a talk just out there behind that truck. And I said, did she ever tell you that she has a son? And he says, and I said, do you know how big her son is? Her son is pretty goddamn big. And I held his hand up, up way up, bigger than him. And I said, and you want me to tell you who her ex-husband is? I'll tell you who her ex-husband is. That's Hulk Hogan's weightlifter. And I said, and I wouldn't want to be the one that fucking pissed this woman off, because if it gets back to that boy or that dad that somebody's fucked with this woman, they're going to have a really bad time. And I goddamn mean it. These people will come after vengeance over little Susie Donahoe if they find out that somebody's treated her wrong, even though she got screwed out of that goddamn money and her inheritance and stuff. Blood's thicker than water. And I'll tell you what, I've met Brian before, and maybe Brian's not married to the woman no more. But it's not like Brian fucking wishes the woman fucking illness either. But that guy, he's like, I gotta get out of here, you know. I mean, he did not want to hang around anymore, the way I said that. And then he said something to me, and I said, hey, I said, my dad was D.B. Cooper. My dad was Zodiac Killer. Is that fucking killer? I go, you know, he tried to shake my hand, and I said, I don't shake people's hand. I go, here, I'll bump your fucking elbow. And I bumped his elbow, and I said, you know why? I said, I'm not going to shake your hand because then you think you got a goddamn in with me and you think I owe you something. And he looked at me, and I said, hey, I've been fucking ripped off before I goddamn know how it works. Don't do it. I'm telling you, you fucking don't do it. And as far as this woman, I'm her friend. You know, we are friends. That's like my sister. You know, and that guy left with a little bit different perspective. And I want you guys to live up to it and do it too, because you're none worthy. There's not goddamn one of you that's worthy. Matter of fact, I'm the rottenest box in the book, and so is Susan Donahoe. You know, as far as she, you know, she's nice, and I'll tell you what, she fucking deserves to live in a fucking home. She goddamn was ripped off by her fucking family. And her mother, you know, she made it known to me that Susan was her favorite, and her sister was to make sure that Susan got her money doled out to her over the years. To make sure that Susan didn't just get the money and somebody steal it from her. Some man come along. And that's what her mother worried about. She don't have to worry about the mother. The daughter and the family members did it first. And you have a nice day. And thank you for your time. My name's John T. Wright. I am the Lord. I am humble servant of the Holy Father. And you could be a humble servant of the Holy Father too. And thank you for your time. I see a nice man looking at me right now. I'll just give him a little wave. I seen his lips move. You know, he was happy. Anyway, you have a nice day. He's elderly. Bye-bye.